Hey, you guys, it's Brandy Chanel. Welcome back to my channel. Welcome to your Ready to Love Season 4, Episode 5 review. Without further ado, let's get into it. Okay, you guys, so let's get into this week's episode of Ready to Love. Overall, I thought it was a pretty decent episode. Nothing too drastic went on, except for at the end, but we'll get into that. So let's go ahead and get into it. So the ladies meet up with Tommy, and he tells them that they're having a pool party. And of course, we know this week is their week to eliminate someone. So we fast forward. We are at the pool party, and Corey and Courtney are talking. So I was convinced that Corey was gonna stay further along with what he did, but like I said, we'll get into it. But Corey and Courtney are talking. He asked her if she was feeling somebody else other than him. Okay, so Corey has been, we all know Corey's game. He's been playing games ever since he got on this show. I don't really think Corey was here to love. I think he was trying to break his own record by seeing how many first dates he can get. But yeah, we're gonna find out more about Corey because Corey was a hot mess along with Camille. Okay, so Camille and Cornelius are having a conversation. Camille says that her and Cornelius has had a conversation privately. So they've been talking on the phone, and basically they've been discussing boundaries and what respect looks like. Okay. Courtney finds, okay, so they're at the pool party, they're mixing, they're mingling. Corey, not Corey, Courtney is finding all these little love notes and things of that nature. And I think it was Mumin and Walter that was around, if I'm not mistaken. So she's finding these little love notes, and it seems like it's from Corey. She asked Walter who she thought it was from. It's from Corey. Um, I, like I said, I think like Corey playing games. Corey was playing games this entire time he was here. He ain't really looking for nobody's love. He just looking for some bullshit. Okay. So Shiloh and Tyrone are talking, and he's saying that he can see Serena as his lady, but he can't. But he can see Shiloh as his wife, which to me I find that pretty interesting because last week he was complaining about my girl Carrie, coming on aggressive, coming on too strong. It seemed like she was jealous because she was cutting her eyes when he was talking to another woman. But here you are, kind of looking a little worse than what Carrie was. To me, Carrie wasn't doing anything more than what she was supposed to do. She was trying to get to know you. She had a conversation with you. She, was interested. She was showing you interest. She didn't. I don't think she did too much or too little. I think he was bullshitting and he was interested really in Shiloh, which is why he's now saying that Shiloh is he can see Shiloh as his wife. And I'm just like, I don't like, he is weird. He's really shifty. His eyes are looking real crazy. Like, I was just like, dude, really? What? Like, what? What are we talking about here? You guys just met 3 seconds ago. How you already see her as his wife? So now I'm guessing, they having sidebar conversations. They at home FaceTiming each other. They at home texting each other and things of that nature. But I'm just like, why are we? He's weird. And so, because to me, it's like he was making it seem like Carrie was being desperate and, all over him and all this other stuff, when really she was just showing that she was interested in him. And he's doing way worse with Shiloh. Like, he already ready to marry her and they ain't even been on a damn first date. Like, make that make sense. Okay, so Tommy comes out and he introduces the people to two new people. We have Sydney and Sean. Okay. Sydney was pretty. I thought she was really, really pretty. She was bubbly. All the men was googly eyed at her. I thought Sean was good looking. He's an older guy, so I liked him and Aisha together, but we'll get into that later. But I liked him. I was kind of confused as to what his occupation was. Like, I was like, what, a creator? What the fuck? I'm creating right now. Shit. What do you do? Like, what do you get paid for? That's what I want to know. Okay. Sydney, Camille, Sean, and Zadia were talking, and it seemed like Sydney and Sean have more in common. So they're all sitting, by the pool. They're asking questions, and it seems like Sean and Sydney were actually hitting off themselves. Like, so Zadia and Camille was like, "Do we need to go? Like, what's going on? Like, y'all seem like y'all together, okay?" Um, Sean says that Camille can call him handsome, and she replies, "My boo may not like that." Let me tell y'all, Camille is a hot ass mess. Okay. Camille is a hot mess. That girl is crazy. Okay. First of all, like kind of like Tyrone, but like with the more dramatics, right? So she is like telling people that's how Boo wouldn't like that. But I'm like, you're not getting the full experience of this situation. Like you have completely set your sights on Cornelius. And I don't think Cornelius is feeling the same way about her. Now, I know he really likes her, but he's not ready to be like my girlfriend, my lady, my woman. Like he ain't ready to do all that yet because he wants to get the full experience as he should. He doesn't want to put all his eggs in one basket with Camille. Like and not get to know the other ladies. And I think that's going to be a problem next week because we see him getting, close to Courtney. And I know Camille is not going to like that. And I just think she's doing too much. It's like she's giving desperate. Okay. She is giving desperate. She's giving crazy. She's giving all of that. Okay. I don't the fuck? Your boo. Girl, bye. Okay, so Frank and Sydney make connection. Turns out that they know each other, so they have some mutual friends in common. I think they're both in the nightlife, scene or whatever the case may be. So, um, Tyrone tells Sabrina that Shiloh could be his wife. So apparently, Sabrina and Tyrone, they were kind of hitting it off, but then he gives her this, Shiloh was supposed to be my wife, and I'm just like, that's like, why would you tell her that? First of all, like I guess he was so called trying to be honest because he wanted to let it be known that he's already kind of set his sights on her. But it's like, okay, like try to make a connection with Sabrina because Sabrina sounds pretty solid to me. So it's like try to make a connection with somebody else other than Shiloh. Like let Shiloh be your number one and Sabrina be maybe your a number two. You know what I mean? So it was like it was just weird and it was really off-putting. Okay, so Cornelius and Sydney were having a conversation, and while they're having a conversation, you can see Miss Camille go in the background, going back and forth. She was doing too much for me. Like Camille, I really want to know why you didn't get engaged because you are giving crazy, obsessive, potential. What's that show called? They used to come on Oxygen Snapped. She's giving potential snap. Like if you don't do what you if you don't do what she wants you to do, that is what she is giving me. And I'm like, you're doing way too much too soon. Like you just met the motherfucker. God damn. Like, can you like play it cool, girl? Okay, so she starts arguing with Cornelius, talking about Sydney, and she's basically saying like these women are testing you and you're failing the test. And I'm like, I don't think they know that they tested him. Like, I think they just trying to get to know Cornelius. I don't really feel like they are trying to test him. Then this fool get to crying. I'm like, girl, this is too much. And I feel like she's scaring Cornelius off. And she's basically gonna give Cornelius to another woman. Like like this man is he's real laid back with how he appears on television. He's very much so laid back. And he's really not trying he's really trying to get the full experience, but he's interested in her. And I feel like the way she's acting, he's going to lose interest cuz you can't be crazy right off the bat. Like wait till you get the ring first, bitch. Like god damn. No wonder you ain't never made it to the damn aisle, girl. So, okay, so they're done partying upstairs. They take it downstairs. Aisha and Sean are making a connection. I really wish that they were on the same page as far as the kids are concerned. And we'll, discuss that later because their conversation was so mature. Like, even on their date, like, their conversations was about some real shit. It wasn't about sex. and you know how much money. Like it was just so. It was too much. It was too much. It was too much. Um, Frank is not liking the fact that, Aisha is making a connection with Sean because, of course, he's already made a connection with her. But I'm like, you were kind of making a connection with Sydney. So focus on that while she's focused on him. Courtney and Corey are talking, and Courtney finds out that Corey was the one who left the notes. She said it was a turn on. I swear these women get turned on by the little simplest shit I've ever seen in my life. And I can understand that these women were like in their early 20s. You know what I mean? Like, I can understand if we were in our early 20s and this little, he sent me some notes. Oh my God. But bitch, over 30, that shit is not, I'm sorry. It's not working for me no more. It's just not. Okay, so Moomin, I cannot get this girl's name right for anything, but Moomin and Corey meet up. Moomin lets us know that Tissia told her that basically the same thing Corey has been telling Courtney, he's been telling Moomin, okay? And Tissia also told her that he was the one who left notes for Courtney, right? She confronts him and he basically trying to compliment her. She's like, no, 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 no. Let's get into it, okay? She confronted him about the notes and he was like, did you see me do it? Like, basically, he is dancing around the issue. He's not giving her straightforward answers. And at some point, he asked her, are you going to meet my parents? Would you like to meet my parents? And it's like, dude, and I feel like at this point, Moomin can see past the bullshit. Like, motherfucker, we just met, okay? And that's great. You want me to meet your parents, but that ain't no small shit. That ain't no shit you just throw out there. I would feel if you really wanted me to meet your parents that you see a future with us. You see potential in us growing, moving forward in a relationship to where we're completely dedicated to one another, not just some shit, because I don't want to be how you treat the rest of the women. I don't want to be like that. So I think at this point, I'm so glad that Moomin see past the bullshit. Okay, Donta, Sydney, Camille, and Cornelius go on a date to a museum. Donta and Sydney are making a connection. I think I felt more chemistry with Donta and Sydney than I did with Dante and Carrie. I feel like I don't know. I think it's because Sydney, she seems like she's more of a laid back person. Like she's not laying it on too thick. She's not, being she's not being thirsty like some of the other women. I feel like some of these women, they're a little bit thirsty and it's like they go on these dates and the first thing they talk about is sex. And I'm like, yo, you just met him. I know y'all want to have sex. I'm not saying gotta wait till y'all get married to have sex, but goddamn, let the nigga drool a little bit. Like the fuck, okay? So Camille and Cornelius are talking about the things that happened at the pool party. She apologizes, but I think at this point Cornelius is basically like, no, bitch, like something is wrong with you. I think he's a little bit turned off by her attitude, and he he said it's disturbing, and it is. It's very disturbing that you have committed yourself so much to this man to where he can't even talk to another woman and you're not even trying to attempt to talk to other men. I mean, that's crazy. I think because it looks like she's going to be in the bottom two next week, I think they're going to eliminate her. I think that's I feel like they're going to eliminate her. Okay, so Sean and Aisha going on a date. Like I said earlier, I love their conversations. One thing that they have in common is, he's 44, she's 38. So, he's not that much older than her. That's a good age difference. But the thing is, she has two children. She had when she was really young. She had a family, she got married, everything really young, and he hasn't had that yet. And that's what he's looking for. And that may be a problem because she already had her kids and she ain't trying to have no more kids and she's getting, she's older. Like at 38, I just don't see having kids I feel like at 35, after 36, 35, 36 is like, okay, either we're going to adopt or like what's going on. But she's not trying to have any kids. She's been there, done that. And she's trying to be with her man and, right off into the sunset. They're trying to vacation. I understand her perspective, but I also understand his perspective. I haven't had the experience of having my own family. So this is something that I want to experience. So I don't think it's going to go further with them, but I did enjoy that mature first date conversation. Like, we're not talking about how you are in the bedroom, why you want to wait till you get married to have sex. We're not talking about that. We're talking about some real shit. Okay, some shit that can affect our future, and that's what I'm missing from these people on these freaking dates. Okay, so the ladies meet up with Tommy, and they're talking about their connections, right? Everyone's making their connections, saying, who they have connected with. I heard Phil, I've heard Cornelius. I've heard I heard a few men that they mentioned. So Mumin and Courtney find out that Corey has basically been telling them the same thing. He asks Mumin to meet his folks, and then he asks Courtney the same thing. So that's kind of like, okay, now you playing, like, you freaking playing too much, okay? Sabrina brings up Tyrone and basically says, he just put all his eggs in one basket and he pretty much just disregard me and whatever the case may be. And Shiloh starts crying because even though she feels like Tyrone is a great guy, she's not where he's at as far as the connection. Like, she likes him. I think she feels like if they had spent more time together, that it could have potentially become to a point where she was like, okay, I could see you as a husband. But she's not there yet. She wants to get the full experience, as she should, right? And so she starts crying because she really doesn't want to hurt his feelings. Um, and Sabrina seemed kind of like bitter about it, which I don't understand why. Because I feel like Sabrina made is making lots of connections. So I don't know why it was. I don't know, it was the fact that he's kind of rejecting her and pushing her off to the side, but she was kind of bitter about it. So they had Shiloh go on a date with Tyrone. It was their first date, right? But he want to make her a wife. Come on now. And then we have Courtney and Corey go on a date. So basically, they both were eliminated. Shiloh pretty much told him that the ladies feel like he's not ready to love because he had made enough connections, and she wasn't on the same page as he was. Courtney basically confronted Corey, and Corey basically was like, I could each woman, if they would have been patient, I would have made them a queen. No, you cannot. Like, I get it if we get it if you were, you know, if Mumin was your number one and Courtney was like your number two, but you're telling them the same thing, so they're both thinking that they're the one, and that's not. How can you already want both women to meet your family? That makes no sense, sir. Okay, so they both were eliminated. I wonder if next week they're gonna both have the two women eliminated. I don't know. I think it may be time for Camille to just go, because she crazy. That motherfucker crazy. But y'all let me know how y'all feel about this week's episode of Ready to Love down in the comment section. Don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe to my channel. Until next time, toodles.